Good morning, Boogie. I guess it's not morning, it's good afternoon. Hi, Boogie. Oh, whatever I decide on saying on all of these. I know that I've misnumbered the previous one. I'm just going to go with it. So, 13th, or not 13th, the 14th Hello Boogie does not exist because I skipped numbers and it's not letting me change the number at this moment. So I'm going to go with it because why not? There are definitely worse things I could be doing. And I want today's video to be all about political discourse and what I want from you. There's a lot of things that I'm going to want from you, Boogie. I want you to be active politically. I want you to be completely politically minded. I want you to ask questions. I want you to ask why or why not. I want you to challenge my decisions, especially now since you're going to be somewhere between 13 and 16 when I show these to you. And right now I'm parked, so I'm opening something up. Well, it's not red. By the way, your mother and I love these because they are awesome. But seriously, the political discourse in this country is terrible. Right now, your grandfather, your Grandpa Andrews, or whatever you end up calling him, the one who's not Papa, he's terrible when it comes to political discourse. He has the mindset that our current president, Donald Trump, and the current political party that's taking most of the U.S. right now, the political party or the GOP, they are terrible. And I say that as someone who wants them to be better. Like Donald Trump, I can't stand the guy, but he's our president, so I want him to succeed at good things, but it's terrible because his strongest supporters refuse to listen. Unfortunately, even your Nana and Papa are strong Trump supporters as well. They don't fight as strictly or as hard as your Grandpa Andrews does, but this country is garbage when it comes to political discourse because it's party against party. There's no real debates anymore. It's all trying to attack the other party, steal the other party, make it so the other party isn't running the country. And I'm not in support of either party because both of them suck. None of them are willing to deal with the deep issues that we need to look towards, such as healthcare and taxes and true equality. Because right now, we are at a state where, or not a state, well, country's at a bad state, but we are at a point where no one's going to talk about how the country is messed up. They're going to talk about how the other party is messed up. And your Grandpa Andrews actually recently brought up how Canada is the supposed golden standard when it comes to universal health care. And I understand why he said that because it's a close country to the U.S., but it's not even even in the top 15 countries as far as healthcare goes. It's number 16. Qatar is better than Canada right now. The number one country is Luxembourg. Or the number one healthcare is Luxembourg. And tax reform is another big thing, but right now Donald Trump and the GOP are all focused on trickle-down economics, which isn't good for the country. It wasn't good when it was first introduced, and it hasn't worked because the top 1% or the top 10% of the country are all just giving themselves raises. We don't need tax cuts to the rich. They have more than enough money. What we need are stricter taxes on the rich and tax cuts to those who need more money. Give more money to the middle class. Give more money to the poor. Because if we get more money, there will be more. We're not going to be hoarding it. We're not going to be holding on to every scrap of money that we get. Because that's what we're doing. We may have some money in savings every once in a while, but unless we're putting things on layaway and slowly paying them off, or putting things on our credit cards and slowly paying them off, we're not doing anything with our money. We pay minimum. And yeah, we do buy things that are luxury items, but we pay the bare minimum on them for as long as we can because, well, we need something to keep us happy, to keep us satiated. That's the correct word to use, I'm not sure. But we need something to feel fulfilled. And unfortunately, those things cost money. But we're also trying to hoard money away for rainy days, just in case we need it for medical bills. Or we need it for emergencies, things like that. And that's the thing that politicians aren't focusing on. They're focusing on how the other party is doing it wrong and how they can do it better. But instead, they're just pointing fingers. They're saying, oh yeah, we can do it much better. Look at how terrible they are. And they're giving ammunition to the other party. And the other party is saying, hey, look, they're not any better than us. Look how terrible they are. Look, we can do it better. Let us prove it. But they never do. They never prove it. And that's the big problem. Everyone's willing to talk about proving it, but they're not willing to actually prove it. So I want you to really think on that. I want you to have that be something that you think about, talk to me about, ask me how it's changed over the years, and really take what I have to say in mind, because I'm not just saying these things because I want to control how you think. I want you to question me. I want you to be like, okay, that's what that was then, but it's not that way anymore. And the history books are saying this, but you're saying this. One really big thing, Donald Trump, get a lot of flack on this video, but at this point I don't really care. Donald Trump is not a good president at all. And he is trying to make it so that all media outlets that say anything against him are quote-unquote which is his word for propaganda. But I won't get into that right now. He's trying to make it so that he's the truth. People go to him to seek the truth instead of having anyone question him. And that's not right. No politician should be trying to get that kind of power because it's not right. We should be able to have free thought. That's not what Donald Trump wants. Like, for instance, Donald Trump was saying that last year with a hurricane that hit Puerto Rico, it was a successful recovery, despite the fact that there were thousands of people who died. And Donald Trump said that it was the Democrats who were creating all of these numbers. There were only like 25 deaths, or some extremely low number. And many of his followers believed him. There was also something that was put up saying, or comparing Donald Trump to our previous president, Obama, and saying, hey, look, Donald Trump's better than the previous guy, and a lot of those numbers are skewed. Even the original source of those numbers aren't completely correct. And trust me, I put a lot of research into that. It took me maybe an hour or two to see what was true on that and what was false. And the big one was saying Donald Trump had a 50% approval rating, which was higher than the previous president. I looked at it and no. He had like a 37, I believe, 37 or 39. It was in the mid to high 30s. And that's the way that it's going. Anything that is positive towards Trump is seen as good and true, even if they don't actually put research on it. Whereas anything that's negative against Trump, they will do everything they can to disprove it, even if they're using lies. And I don't think that's good for anyone. It doesn't benefit anyone except for Trump. And what are we going to do when we have a fascist dictator with a ton of supporters who only want to listen to things that are positive towards him? Like, seriously. What's the good that's going to come out of that? Because I don't see anything good from it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And again, ask me questions, because by the time you start watching these videos, it's going to be at least 9 or 10 years from now. So there's a fairly good chance we're going to have 1 or 2 more presidents since then. So ask me what my thoughts are. Ask me what's different, or tell me what's different. Be blunt about it. Be like, Dad, this doesn't sound right. Or, Dad, what were you thinking when you made these? Or, Dad, how much has it changed? It doesn't really look all that good right now. And I hope that it doesn't get worse. And I hope that your generation, Generation Alpha, or the generation after mine, Gen Z, I hope that's between the two of you, or my generation, Gen Y, also known as the millennials. I hope that between the three of us we can do something better. Because right now the current generation is not doing that great of a job when it comes to politics. So yeah. Anyway, again, ask me a million questions or tell me the blunt truth. I want to hear your opinion on these, and I want to be able to tell you what I see as the change. I and wants to discuss things with you. Because you're the future. Anyway, I love you, Boogie. You will see me in the next video. And remember, Dear Boogie 14 does not exist. Love you, sweetie. Bye-bye.